What's up, gamers and collectors? DGC back with another video. Finally, Alex, where you been? Let's talk about it. Alright guys, so I live in Maryland and the pollen has just been god-awful here. It's finally starting to really just rain and downpour. It actually hailed like crazy the other day. Actually twice in the same day. So the pollen was really bugging me, so I kind of just took some time off to not look like complete crap. I had like these leather sacks under my eyes. I looked absolutely terrible, and I just didn't, frankly. I recorded a couple videos and I watched them. I'm like, you know, not like I'm a beautiful person anyway, but I was like, whew, I really can't be releasing something like that. So I just decided not to release anything for a couple weeks there. But the pollen's finally gone. I'm actually feeling a lot better, and it's weird. I'm just about 32 in September. And the pollen has never bothered me once in my life. And then I did a little bit of research, and apparently it was like a 30-year high in Maryland of like how bad it was. So I assume some other people were affected by the pollen as well. So pickups, decent little amount, nothing super crazy. So the other day I actually met up with Baltimore Retro Gaming, John, and we did a little game hunting. And by the other day, I mean that was damn near 3 or 4 weeks ago at this point. But yes, we did a little game hunting at his favorite store, which I frankly kind of hate that store, but it's about halfway between us, so that's where we meet up sometimes. But yeah, so I picked up a few games there with him. Let me see which ones it was. I guess it was these 4. Let's see here. We got Resistance 2. So I had this obviously way back in the day. I had the Greatest Hits version. I love the Resistance franchise. I had the Greatest Hits version. Me being an OCD collector, I have red cases. Actually, yeah. So like for something like Little Big Planet, the Game of the Year edition, where it has all the DLC on the disc, I can justify that. But it was a red case just to be a red case, and yeah, I'm really that OCD about my collection. I don't know, it just looks weird. But what's funny about that is, like if it's like a what is this? Mario Kart 8 down here for the Wii U. Red case. Doesn't bother me. Like, I accept it if it's Nintendo, because Nintendo does weird shit like that. And then, like, a lot of 3DS cases were like that, too. So I, like, oddly enough, accept it when it's Nintendo, when they do something weird. But if it's Sony or Xbox, don't you be doing no weird shit on me. So, yeah, Resistance 2, finally grabbed another copy of that. I actually want to play through the entire trilogy again. And I know as soon as I do, Sony's going to be like, hey, yo, we know you all wanted some Resistance remake. And then that'll happen, which I'd still buy it anyway, because I love Resistance. But I plan on playing that here soon. Kung Fu Rider. This was sealed for a PlayStation Move. Picked up a lot of Move games here. The rest of these are Move games. Kung Fu Rider, been kind of on a Move kick. I haven't tried this yet. It was sealed, $2. Figured, why not? Bioshock Infinite was arguably, in my opinion, the best Bioshock out of the 3. Just saying. And then arguably one of the better shooters that generation, and really arguably probably of all time, really. I mean, I really think Bioshock Infinite was a great game. I mean, the story to it alone was fucking awesome. It was fantastic. I mean, there was honestly not really a whole lot they could have done better with the game. And so what's funny is there's three versions of this. There's the normal one, then there's this one, which comes with the Move compatibility on the disc, which is cool. Then there's also a Game of the Year edition. So actually there's 4. There's a Game of the Year edition. Or no, I guess there's only 3. There's the normal one, then this one where they added the Move support, then there's the Game of the Year edition, which also has the Move support. I didn't know this one existed, so in my brain I looked at it, and then I was like, oh, there's the Game of the Year edition, let me grab that, and it's not the Game of the Year edition. So, kind of annoyed about that. One cool thing about this too is to note, this and all of the Bioshock Infinites on the PS3 all have Bioshock 1 on the disc, which is cool. It downloads it to your console, but it is actually on the disc, which is really cool. So in case anybody didn't know that. And then, no, this is not the one that I got. This is the one I got when I was with Baltimore Retro Gaming. This is Cabelas Dangerous Hunts 2011. Another light gun, railgun game. And then the other 3 here, I got these on Amazon. These were all sealed. Have not had a chance to play them yet, but I did open them all. These are still really cheap. These were all like $12 each, I think. New. And this is Cabelas Survival Shadow of Kamwati. This is like, this one's like more of a, like, I don't know, like Montana kind of environment. And this one's more like an Alaskan environment where it's like snowy and shit. So I don't know, they could be cool. I've always wanted to try a Cabelas game. I've never actually tried any, so they could be fun. And then here we got the duo of Heavy Fire Afghanistan, and then Shattered Spear. Well, I'm holding that really awkwardly. Shattered Spear and then Afghanistan. This came out on the Wii, which I do have in there somewhere. This never came out anywhere else. So yeah, these are actual light gun games, like for sure light gun games. And the cool thing about these is you can actually do up to 4 players on them, co-op. I would imagine the PS3 probably struggles like a son of a bitch when you're playing with 4 people. So when you are playing the game, I guess technically you could still use the Sharpshooter. This doesn't work. What do they call this? The navigation controller doesn't work for the game. I'm pretty sure it's just the actual move controller, I guess you would call it. So you could, in theory, this has a circuit board here, so it is linked to the trigger. So you could still, you know, use the gun for that, but you won't be using this. Just something I wanted to note in there. All right, so then on to some current stuff. Current generation, I guess you could, is PS4 still current generation? Like, I guess it is, but it isn't. Let me get your opinion down below. It is Mother's Day when I'm recording this and hopefully releasing this on Mother's Day. So I need to make this quick so I can go hang out with my mom. So we got PS4 games and some Switch stuff here. So let's, oh, I guess you all already totally saw this one. This is R-Type Final 2, the inaugural Flight Edition for the PS4. This has a soundtrack and a little art book in it. I've played this a good bit, probably close to an hour total. Pretty fun. I think I've gotten to the second stage each time I play it, and then I kind of... This is a really hard shoot 'em up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm having some difficulties with it, but it's really fun, and like the customization with the ships are really cool. You can change the colors, and the body, and the weapons, and the graphics in this game are fantastic. The music is nothing to write home about, but it's not bad by any means either. But it's a really good shoot 'em up. Whether you get the standard or the inaugural Flight Edition, also available on the Switch and the Xbox. Finally, getting a physical shoot 'em up. That's kind of cool. From NIS of all people, they don't ever do. I think this might be NIS's first Xbox release, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of cool. But you know, me, I like to have them on the PS4 because I have my Taito VLX arcade stick. So good pickup here if you want to grab that. This is available at like all the major retailers, so it's not hard to find. And I think it's already even on sale on Amazon, which kind of irritates me, but whatever. Then we got Hybroxia II, twin stick shoot 'em up. I'm actually playing this morning. Really good game. Very good music, good visuals to it. Kind of like a in between 16 and 32-bit art style kind of thing vibe they got going on there. Very fun game. It actually does horizontal and vertical sections, twin stick stuff. Very good looking game from PlayAsia. I believe this is still available as well, so if you want to grab that, it's not expensive. It's like 40 bucks. Let's see here. Another shoot 'em up for the PS4. Very excited to have grabbed this one. This is Freedom Finger. Check out that sweet cover. And then on the back there's an old man too. I figure I'll show you that. He's like holding a piggy bank. It's kind of funny. And then on the disc, they have another old man. Actually, is that the same old guy? I guess it is. I don't know how they actually play into the story. I don't think they actually do. Oh, and then there's even another guy under here too. Oh, that might be a woman. I don't honestly know. That honestly might be a woman, but I really can't say. Oh, that's funny. And then even actually under here, you can see that on that hand there's a longer finger. So in the game you're playing as a ship that's it's a hand, and he shoots with his middle finger. So that's presumably why they did that. One thing that does piss me off, and I will show this. Two things actually that piss me off about this. I had this from Super Rare for the Switch, but I like my shmups on PS4 for my arcade stick. So I sold my copy and made enough profit to where I could afford this one because the Switch one's rare, because I guess Switch collectors are just really riding that dick on the Switch. Ooh, I love the Switch, but I didn't like the Wii U. Didn't want to support the superior console. Yeah, I went there. Wii U's better than the Switch. It always will be. Y'all know it. You just don't want to admit it. You know, I see them dislikes coming already. He's making fun of the Switch. The Switch is the greatest Nintendo console of all time. It's got the superior numbers. No, The only reason those numbers are so good and so jacked up is because of 2020 and people were locked in their house. Yeah, I really am just not a fan of the Switch, I'll be honest. I'll make a dedicated video on it one of these days. But so here's this sweet poster. So as you can see with the middle finger there and everything, there's some glare on that. But sweet poster. So he did include that. He didn't include the card, though. It was a sealed game, and he didn't include the card. So I sold my Switch copy, which was a nice copy, and it's a nice game. And you know, the Switch is cool and all that. But, yeah, so like I like my shmups more so on the PS4. And, so yeah, I sold that, and he sold it to me new or whatever, but there was no actual card in here, and that it's kind of like, well, bro, like, I know you kept the card, like, what the fuck, I paid for the new copy, and you kept the card, so just kind of lame that somebody would do that. And I even emailed him on eBay or whatever, and he didn't respond, so that was even more lame. Now here's, actually I'm going to save this one for last, because that one might take a couple minutes to kind of talk about. Here's another shoot 'em up for the Switch. Really was hoping for a PS4 release of this, but I just think NG Dev Team just likes to fuck with people, and they don't want money, I guess. Like, I guess they're not driven by money, which I can actually respect that, because they only release their games currently on Neo Geo systems, which are thousands of dollars a piece, and then also they have some strange infatuation with the Switch, which, you know, that's cool. I like physical releases, but Gunlord for the Switch, I've been playing this a lot. I've played through the first 4 levels, I think, probably quite a few times, because I'm not great at the game. It's a very difficult game, but it's very fun, very beautiful. Lots of different power-ups. The music is cool. The boss fights are really cool, very different. And it's just a really good game. And then Baltimore Retro Gaming talked to me about it, and he was like, the second level is an actual shoot-'em-up level instead of just a run and gun. And it was a really good level and everything. And then the third level, you fight like a dragon, which is actually on the cover here. So overall, really, really good game. I just would have really rather had this on the PS4, but, you know. Oh, okay, and then inside, actually, that weird dragon guy, hopefully that shows up, is the one that you fight in the shoot-'em-up level, and it's a really fun game. It really is. And then as I mentioned this, I almost don't want to mention this, but for anybody that's a hardcore shoot-'em-up fan, which obviously some of you are on my channel, they did announce they're going to release rhizon for the Switch, which is awesome. And then hopefully we get Krautbuster one day. And if it happens to be for the Switch, I'll accept that. But I'd much rather have them on the PS4. But alas, I've beaten that to death. Now, as much as I hate on the Switch, it does occasionally get some actual first-party games that are not ported from the superior console, the Wii U, and that being New Pokemon Snap. What can I say? This is an absolute great game. As a full Wii U owner since before I basically finished this, I want to say it was 2017, I think, is when I finished it. Maybe 2018. But for the large majority, I had 90% of the Wii U titles by the time the Wii U was done in 2015. There was a few really obscure, like the Brunswick Bowling and a few random things like that in the Barbie games. These things that I just really waited till the last minute to get. So for the large part of the library and its lifespan, like, I really was out there supporting the Wii U, whether it was a shitty game or not, just to support it. Do I feel silly about that? Kinda. Like, I talk to my buddy Rocker Gaming about that every once in a while, about like, man, I'm just looking at this collection and it's just like, why the fuck did I buy all that? And it was really, I guess at the beginning it was kind of just to show support for the system and be like, hey, check out this cool system. And then eventually, like, I have it all now, and I bought all this shit for like $5 a piece or less, sometimes even at GameStop, with like buy 2 get 1s or buy, you know, 1 get 1 or whatever, that kind of stuff. And now it's like, I look at it and it's just like, am I ever going to play Smurfs 2? Probably not. Ben 10 2, Skylanders. I don't even own any Skylanders. I have all the discs and the cases, but I don't own any of the Skylanders themselves. You know, like a DuckTales, that's a good game. The Brunswick Bowling, it's probably not terrible. The Disney Infinities have all the games, but don't have any of the little scanner things or the little figures or any of that shit. Or the Just Dance. Like, I'm not going to play that. So why do I own that? Why do collectors collect the weird shit that they do? I always harp on Fancy Action Now for collecting his bullshit Wii U games, yet I'm a hypocrite because I have all these bullshit Wii U games, and I try to justify it by saying that it's cool because it's a full collection. So I kind of like, I wonder sometimes if I should actually get rid of some of this and just, like, you know, strip it down to the bare bones of like the actual, like, you know, let's say the Switch doesn't exist and you're just looking solely at the Wii U library. Is Ben 10 Omniverse 1 and 2 terrible games? Probably not. They're probably fun games. It's just not like Pokemon Snap or like Mario. But like they're probably fun little action platformer games, you know. For a game, it's probably at least moderately enjoyable. Like the Crudes, am I really gonna play that? Probably not. Like I remember when that fucking went nuts, and that was like a $200 shitty party game, and then like Game & Wario's is crazy rare right now. If y'all didn't know, it's like $80 to $150 depending on condition and that kind of shit. That's insane to me. Like I remember seeing this for like $15, $20 for like 5 years in a row, and then now you're lucky if you even see that in a store, and if you do, it's going to be at least $50. And GameStop's starting to wise up. They're starting to charge big prices for these Wii U games. But enough about the Wii U. Back to Pokemon Snap. So this generation, during Nintendo's, like they have like this weird middle generation thing where they're like not fully part of the 9th generation or the 8th generation. They're like in between. And it kind of annoys me that like I really think Nintendo should just like rock out the Switch until they come out with like the PS5 Pro and the Xbox 5 Pro or whatever dumbass name they're going to call the new Xbox or the upgraded Xbox. They should rock that out. And then at that point, they should release the Switch Pro and have it be a full-on, hardcore, dedicated home console unit where you just put the card in. And like it has like an NFC, and then you just lay your Switch on top of it or something, right? So like it recognizes your account or something. I don't know. But I just really want a dedicated home console from Nintendo again. And I know I'm not the only one. Like, sound off in the comments below. Like, I don't ever play the Switch in handheld. I really don't. I mean, we're talking maybe 10% out of a year. I might play it in handheld mode because, you know, at a doctor's visit or on a road trip where I'm not driving or something along those lines where, like, it's just one of those obscure cases where I'm not in front of my beautiful 55-inch 4K TV. Like, why would you want to play on a screen like this? I'm sorry. It's just silly to me. Like, I like handhelds. You know, the 3DS is a very cool system. GBA was a great system. Game Boy Color, great system. But, I mean, PSP was pretty cool for its time. The Vita, it has about 20 good games for it. But otherwise, like, why would you not want to play on your big screen TV? But, yeah, so I keep getting sidetracked here. But, so, if we're looking strictly at the Switch, post Wii U, and then cut out all the Wii U ports, if you're looking at it from you owned a Wii U and you're an actual Nintendo fan, and then you upgraded to and got a Switch, you've gotten Astral Chain, Xenoblade 2, Mario Odyssey, ARMS, Nintendo, what's the 1-2-3 Reload or 1-2 Switch, that game. You've gotten Splatoon 2 is really just Splatoon 1.5, so I'm honestly not even going to count that because it's still got a lot of the same maps from the first game. I guess you can kind of count it. Smash Bros, again, arguably it's really just Smash 4.5. I mean, all they did was port it up 1080p. Granted, they added a bunch of characters and that stuff, and that's a weird circumstance where I bitch about DLC, but I'm okay with Smash Bros DLC because like they're clearly building it after the game came out, after the fact. It's not like R-Type, and I actually wanted to mention this too. R-Type has day one DLC. What the fuck, NIS? You were like the chosen one. You were the last good publisher who didn't really do that bullshit. Now there's 3 maps that are day one on this. The fuck? And then there's another pack coming out in like June, like mid-June. Like, what the fuck? And then you already delayed the game for a month, and you got DLC day one, and then, like, fuck you, NIS. Like, I'm sorry. That's just a shitty practice. It really is. It makes me, from now on, like, I'll probably wait and buy your games fucking used, so you're not going to get any of my money. But so yeah, you got those few games I talked about, Xenoblade 2, you know, and Daemon X Machina. There's just really not that many Switch exclusives, like first party or even like second party, where like it's a cool thing. Like Astral Chain just makes sense on a Nintendo console. Like it's totally like a Nintendo-esque kind of thing. And there just really hasn't been that many great Switch exclusives. That's kind of why I just hate the system. I don't hate it. I hate to say that I hate it, but it just hasn't been that dedicated home console next-gen experience for me where, like, I just haven't really thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, I love Xenoblade 2. Daemon X Machina is pretty cool. I beat, like, 3/4 of that game, maybe. Yeah, probably about 3/4 of the game. I need to go back and finish that. They had the Zelda remake, so, like, that was also really badass because that's personally one of my childhood memories of a Zelda game. Was that Link's Awakening? Not Link's Awakening. Link to the Past? No. I can't even remember the name of it, but what is that game called? I'm totally drawing a blank right now. And now I feel like an idiot. Wait, wait, is Link's Awakening? Yeah. No. A Link to the Past. I don't know. I can't. No, wait. Yeah, A Link to the Past was the Game Boy one. So that's, yeah. So they remade that. Now I feel fucking retarded on YouTube. But whatever. I'm going to leave that in there. So they remade it. And now that is a full-on remake. Like, they took it from crappy Game Boy graphics, 3D, beautiful, and it was an amazing experience. And I really, truly loved it. I beat it in like 5 days, I think. It was really great. I really enjoyed it. But so what I'm getting at is there's just really not that many games with the Switch that, like, really, as someone who had a Wii U from, you know, day one, like, the Switch just really hasn't done it for me yet. It just hasn't done it, and it kind of irritates me. But I super sidetracked for about like 8 minutes right there. But new Pokemon Snap, I absolutely love it. There's 24 distinct little levels, 23 or 24 distinct little like tracks or levels or whatever you want to call it, photo ops that you can go on. And then in those levels, there's even different pathways that you like scan, and then you can go this way down a cave, or this way through the coral reef, or this way down a tunnel, or this way up into the clouds, and this and that. And it's really fantastic. There's a lot of value in this. There really is. And I mean, this is again a game where if, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 months or a year from now, if they come out and say, hey, we're making more levels for that, I would buy them and I wouldn't be mad. The only reason I'd be upset is as a collector standpoint, like, I'd want them physically, but like I would still probably pay for them digitally. Like, Nintendo is one of the few companies that I do buy DLC from because they make it after the fact. They give you value with it. Like Mario and Rabbids, which is technically, I mean, it is Ubisoft, but Mario characters. When they did the Donkey Kong DLC, they fully made that after the game was done. And then, like, when you pop these games in, like, yeah, there might be like a little 20, 40, 50 megabyte update, but like it's not game-breaking, or at least typically. There was Skyward Sword had a game-breaking bug, and then Pokemon Sun and Moon, I think it was, had a game-breaking bug if you talk to one NPC. Those are the only 2 real instances where I know that there's like game-breaking bugs where like your fog gets corrupted or whatever. But other than that, like, just don't talk to that NPC and then your game's like fully complete on the cart. So like, I don't know, Nintendo still, they're kind of going down that capitalist corporate route right now where like they don't really care about anything but profits. And I get it, it's a company, companies are in business to make money. Like, I get that, I'm not an idiot. But I don't know, Nintendo's slowly losing their charm, at least for someone like me, where it was like they would go out of their way to make cool things like Splatoon and Pikmin and ARMS. And rest assured, ARMS was more than likely because of Iwata. Like, he probably okayed that before he passed. And Splatoon, I guarantee Iwata was like totally hyped about that game because Splatoon is fucking awesome. Anybody that hasn't tried that, you really should. I still regularly go back and get addicted to Splatoon every couple of months for like a good couple of weeks. I would love some more maps though. In Splatoon 3, they did announce that, and that's cool. But Pokemon Snap, I got super sidetracked here, but really, really great value. I guess I need to make a dedicated video about why I kind of just hate the Switch, and the Wii U really is just kind of a better console. One more Switch thing here, and then we'll do the last game, and then we'll cut this video. This is Monster Hunter Rise Pro Controller, still sealed. I have all 5 of them, the Black, the Splatoon, the Smash, the Xeno, and the Monster Hunter Rise. I don't actually like Monster Hunter. I'm just not into it. I've tried it. I had the Wii U one. I bought it day one. Really tried to get into it, but I just kind of couldn't get into it. And I'm not going to keep trying. But I do like the controller with the dragon on it. It looks really cool in the gold. It's not even gold. It's more of like a brownish gold, and it's not like, well, I haven't actually opened it in person, but it's not. It doesn't appear to be super shiny, so that's kind of cool. But it looks cool with the dragon on there. I presume most of you have already seen what that actually looks like. But enough of that. Let's get on to this last one. I promise I'm going to try to make this quick. Returnal. PS5. First big, true next-gen exclusive for any of the consoles. Well, Xbox and PlayStation. Well, I guess Demon's Souls, but that was a remake. And then Spider-Man, that was really just a micro game. And then Xbox. Halo was supposed to come out 6 months ago. Clearly it wasn't even ready. So yeah, this is like the first true next-gen AAA exclusive, and everyone's super mixed about this game, and like I feel you on that. Like I'm pretty mixed about it. Beautiful game, great audio, especially with the headset, really good. I have the official 3D headset with 3D audio, and the visuals, and it's a shoot 'em up. It's from Housemarque. They make Resogun, Alienation, a few, Stardust. So it's a purebred shoot 'em up studio. So this is kind of like it's a roguelike, but it's, in my mind, it has inspiration of Alien, the movie franchise, and then it also has like a lot of cues from Metroid, which has cues from Alien, and then you kind of zoom around, kind of like the Vanquish game, if you ever played that from Sega. It's a really fun game. It's very difficult, so like if you're into shoot 'em ups, you're totally gonna love this. So like I do like it, but I had kind of been more optimistic that it was more or less just kind of a third-person Metroid Prime game, honestly. I kind of had thought that it was that mixed with a shoot 'em up. I think it's a little too difficult in the sense that I've seen a lot of people on Twitter just like kind of disappointed with it because it is difficult, and I get that that's the draw of roguelike games, Binding of Isaac and other roguelike games, but it is a fun game. But is it worth $70? Like that's where I got to draw the line. $70 is rough, man. Like I don't know. And then like even with Demon Souls, so I guess I'll show the PS5 games that I currently have. I have Call of Duty, Sackboy. So Call of Duty was 70, Sackboy was 50 or 60, I don't remember. Spider-Man non-remaster edition, so that was 50. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that was 60. And Demon Souls, 70. Between all of that, I am halfway through Sackboy because I don't really like it, but I'm going to beat it since I did pay $60 for it. Call of Duty, I've never played a Call of Duty more than I've played this one, so I'm absolutely loving this one. Don't know why, but I'm really loving it. I'm prestige level like 15, so not super hardcore, but for me, I've never prestiged in any Call of Duty before, so like clearly I'm really loving this one. The maps, it's balanced well. Everybody's using their mics finally because it's in the controller, so it's really awesome. Teamwork has been really good on Call of Duty and stuff. Not that you really super need teamwork, but it's still kind of just fun to communicate with people and stuff. But so that Call of Duty totally got my $70 worth out of it. Totally. Demon Souls, I've played this all of maybe 3 or 4 hours, so I want to go back and play it. I do at some point because I spent $70 on it. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, probably a third of the way through the game. I really enjoyed what I played, but I'm almost just kind of at that fatigue level with that game, and I'm just... And then Spider-Man, loved it, but it was super short. It was way too short. And then with Returnal, $70. This is the first new game I've gotten for my nice next-gen console since launch, and I kind of am a little disappointed with it. For $70, side note, the reason I love pickup videos the most is I keep them here until I'm ready for a pickups video, and then I can finally put them away once I'm done with the pickups video. So now I can finally put all this shit back in the places that it goes. But yeah, so for $70, I don't know. It's just too difficult for me. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna rough it through it, and then I'm gonna rough it through Demon Souls just to say that I got my $140 plus $150 out of 2 games. Good God. Has gaming really gotten that expensive at this point? Again, another video that I really need to make is just kind of like the pricing of gaming. Not like retro pricing. Well, kind of that, but like more or less just like next-gen stuff. Like when the Pro comes out, the Switch Pro or New Switch, I think they're going to call it New Switch personally. Or New Switch Plus, something along. I don't think they're going to call it the Pro. I don't think they'll call it that. I think it sounds stupid, and frankly, just they're going to call it New Switch, let's be honest. Are they going to jump up to $70? Because with the 4K, they're going to have bigger carts, like physically more storage space on them. Like right now, I think they do have 64 carts, but I don't think anyone's really used them yet. I know that they have the ability to make them 64 gigs, but I don't think anyone's used them yet. But eventually, if the Switch Pro or whatever they're going to call it does truly do native 4K, at the very least, if you want that full game on the cart, unless it's just upscaling to 4K, like with a nice upscaler built into it, or if it's actually natively putting out 4K, you're going to need more than 32 gigs, which is what these carts typically are. And you might even need more than 64 gigs because, let's face it, Call of Duty alone, I mean, just for that game. Sorry, camera cut off, talking too long. Just for Call of Duty alone on the PS5, you're talking, it's like 220 gigs, I think. So, I mean, are they going to make a cartridge that big? I highly doubt it, but, whew. So, yeah. This has gone on super long enough, way too long. This is totally, I really got to get better about shortening these videos down, but I just always go on these rants. I need to start just making actual dedicated rant videos. I think that's the natural progression of the video, so, or the channel. And I also neglected to mention that, and I actually kind of saved this to the end on purpose, I'm doing a giveaway for 3,000 subscribers. So for anybody that actually made it this far, you're the people that I actually want to give stuff away to. So I'm giving away a copy of Doom 3 BFG Edition VR, PlayStation VR, still sealed. That's kind of hard to get at this time. So I'm going to be giving that away to a lucky winner. And then I'm also giving away a copy of Raiden 4 Makio Edition for the Switch. So how do you enter to win these? Simple. You tell me what kind of videos you do want to see in the future, but don't mention that there's a giveaway in the comment, because you'll be disqualified. I only want people to win this who are truly watching the videos and actually enjoying the content. So be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, but comment about the giveaway, but don't actually give away that there's a giveaway in the comment section. Just comment what kind of videos you do want to see in the future. So that's how I'll know that you want to celebrate my 3,000 subscriber goal mark and win one of those 2 games. You do need to live in the United States, though. I do have to preference that. I'm sorry, guys, for everybody that lives outside the U.S., which isn't many, but I'm not rich, don't make a lot of money off YouTube, so the fact that I'm even giving away 2 $30 games is enough. Like, I really have not made a lot of money off YouTube, so I do appreciate the subscriptions from everybody, but you need to live in the 48 U.S. states to get in on this giveaway. So peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you mother...